I'm honored and pleased to introduce Mr. Ahmed Bin Sulayem, the Executive Chairman of DMCC. Ahmed plays a key role in establishing and positioning DMCC as a major international commodities hub for trade. Under his leadership, DMCC has introduced a number of value-added products and services, including the UAE gold bullion coins and vision of Dubai gold souvenir coins. Besides being the Executive Chairman of DMCC, Ahmed is the Director of Human Resources, Director of Dubai Sharia Asset Management, and Dubai Commodity Asset Management. When I looked at Ahmed's profile, I was wondering, what is this man all about? And when I read through it, I came to a conclusion that Ahmed is a creator and an entrepreneur par excellence. Let me prove that to you. In July 2013, he announced DMCC's plans to construct the tallest commercial tower in the world as a part of its expansion. Currently, the concept is at the concept stage, and the business park will constitute over 107,000 square feet to cater to large organizations, corporations, and MNCs that will require significant floor space. In April 2011, he spearheaded the initiatives to host the World Federation of Diamond Bros' annual President's Meeting. It was the first event of its kind in the Arab world. On August 15, 2011, he unveiled the prototype of UAE's first bullion coin. The coin recognizes the visionary leadership of His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the UAE, and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President, Prime Minister, and the ruler of Dubai. DMCC, I'm glad to tell you, is in discussion with the UAE Central Bank to designate the gold bullion coins as the first legal tender in the UAE and the Middle East as a whole. Ahmed Bin Sulayem is also the chairman of Dubai Gold and Commodities Exchange, an initiative of DMCC, Financial Technologies India Limited, and Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Since its inception, it's very heartening to know that over 29.5 million contracts valued at 1.18 trillion US dollars have been traded by this organization. Ahmed has been suitably awarded and honored at national and international fora. In May 2006, he was honored by the Diamond Dealers Club in New York City during the 75th anniversary for his contribution to international diamond trade. In June 2012, he received the United Nations accreditation to represent West Asia on behalf of CIBJO, the International Jewelry Confederation of National Trade Organizations. CIBJO is a member of the United Nations Economic and Social Council and one of the largest agencies operating under the United Nations. In June 2013, he received the Crow Award for Government Personality of the Year for his role in the expansion of global commodity sector, his commitment towards establishing Dubai as the global gateway to trade, DMCC's contribution to Dubai's economy through over 7,500 companies operating from its free zone, his efforts in developing Dubai's Islamic finance sector through pioneering products and services, and above all, his social and philanthropic work focused on society, culture, and heritage. He's developed the Best Fund of Friends Falaka Islamic Fund Award April 2010. He was awarded for his Outstanding Performance and Innovation Award, MENA Fund Manager for 2011 and 2012, and an Outstanding Contribution to Islamic Finance Award, MENA Fund Manager Performance Awards, January 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of great honor and good fortune for TPS World Learning to have Ahmed Bin Sulayem deliver the keynote address at the first ever National Conference on Human Resources, Challenges and Opportunities. And I would request you all to join me with full enthusiasm to give a resounding welcome to Ahmed Bin Sulayem.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I have 2 pointers. As Dubai moves fast, DMCC's push to move faster. There has been some progress as well, but thank you very much for that. You really looked into my LinkedIn account, did you? and did your research. In any case, I have 2 points to make with regards to opportunities. We look at the challenges within the opportunities. Before I get to that, states over 7,500 members. We are over 8,000 members in DMCC, over 80,000 people working and living in Jumeirah Lakes Towers, the DMCC free zone, and that is growing as I'm talking right now. We we are even expediting how fast, and looking at ways of how fast to capture businesses. For example, come March, you as a company, if you want to set up a company, startup, branch, you name it, since His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President, Prime Minister of UAE, ruler of Dubai, and the UAE as a whole, especially Dubai government, has been bullish for the last couple of years about the electronic government, the electronic services, the speed, and I think last year it was the mobile government as well. Well, I'm very happy to say mid-March towards the end of March, you can register your company with the right printer from your home without coming to Al Mas Tower, without going through traffic. I don't look at this as the end of the line. I see this as a foundation to build on. The other matter, the UAE gold bullion coin, this is a concept that started when DMCC was not even acknowledged in Dubai and outside. It was announced and people said it won't happen. Other entities, other countries with bigger pockets have failed many times over. Fine, I was only 21 years old. I needed a job. I worked. And I had a stint as head of marketing, but quickly head of operations or chief operating officer. But one of the first things that they came to us was, why doesn't Dubai have its own gold coin? And we looked around, and there was this law that, you can't use gold as a currency. So we wiggled our way around it, called it the souvenir gold coin, to be sold as souvenirs. So we called it Visions of Dubai, which had Burj Al Arab, and later on the Palm Jumeirah with His Highness images on the other side. I didn't stop there. Every year I would get an excuse and a rejection from the central bank, and usually their case is the coin do not represent UAE, it represents one emirate, with all due respect. It needs to represent UAE. And I attended the Burj Dubai announcement, the opening, and the renaming of it to Burj Khalifa. So on that night, I called up the deputy head of the Ministry of Economy. I said, I want to patent this concept, and I'll follow back. And he said, Ahmed, tread carefully. I am treading carefully, but very fast. I hung up from him. And the concept was, tallest tower in the world, named after the president, could not say UAE more than that. So I brought it up to I made sure legally it's patented in the economic department, the Ministry of Economy. And I called up my colleague who's been there since the inception of DMCC in the central bank. His name is Rashid Fendi. He's like, I can't believe this. Every year you call me about this matter and you don't give. I said, there's nothing illegal about calling you about the same matter. One thing led to another. We made the announcement. We were going to call it gold coins, but then we noticed that there's a difference between legal tender and gold bullion coins. So we are at the borderline. The word bullion saved us from the rush of the central bank coming with a hammer on me. So, we pushed the envelope there. We came up with the Burj Khalifa and His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed's image on the coin. Calling the President's office was fast, seamless. I got the clearance within 3 days. Working on Burj Khalifa, on the other hand, and talking to the lawyers of Ammar, on the other hand, was different. Mohammed Al-Abbar was all for it. His lawyer was not. He said, no, we need royalties. After a few months, there was something bothering me in my sleep. Apparently, my mind works when I'm sleeping. And it said wallet. So I go to my wallet, and I looked at the currency. And this is a 100 dirham, UAE 100 dirham. It has the trade center, what used to be the tallest tower in probably the UAE, or commercial tower, and it's Burj Rashid. I called Al-Abbar. I didn't even have a meeting. I called him up and listen, you can tell your lawyer when the central bank starts paying royalties to the trade center for the trade center tower, I will pay royalties. And he said, thank you very much. I will use that on the board and anyone that may criticize the matter. End of story. UAE gold bullion coins are being sold through distributors, refined and distributed from Switzerland. I'm moving to HR now. I showed the Galaxy Note 3 which to His Excellency Hussein Luta, which had meetings from almost 8 a.m. till 6 or 7 p.m. and some night event. He looked at me, why? When do you breathe? I said, Your Excellency, I don't know if I will be able to do this tomorrow. He said, why? Why not? Why don't you split it? Because I don't know if I will be there tomorrow. Let it get done today. It's that kind of passion that I like to recruit and find in DMCC or groom in DMCC. So in any case, I just gave you a glimpse of some updated version of what you saw on the screen, over 8,000 companies, and you know the story behind the UAE gold bullion coin. What was missing? The Dubai cut diamond. We wanted to Arabize that. The late Tawfiq Farah, who worked in GIA, worked as head of diamonds, went back to GIA, had a heart attack in South Africa. It was his concept. And in those days, conflict diamonds was a hot potato story, even in today, but not like before. Dubai was an easy target for everything, even in today, out of jealousy, maybe some credibility behind it, but a lot of it is out of jealousy, and I've proved it many times over in different cases. But on diamonds, these diamonds are mined in Yakutia, Russia, which means they have no history of conflict. It's too cold. 50 degrees below zero. Not 50 degrees above zero, the way our summer is. It's too cold, and these miners are working like they're astronauts. You're gonna have to spend good money. In addition to that, it's known Russians like to get the perfect cut. They lose a lot of carats. In any case, you're wondering, how is that a Dubai cut diamond if it's coming from Russia? Well, we had to Arabize it, and there was one concept, and we went with it. The Dubai cut diamonds are mined in Russia, manufactured in Smolensk by Cristal, and the cut is 99 facets, inspired by the 99 names of Allah from the Quran. Arabize, done deal, Dubai cut. Hard to replicate. Now back to the matter at hand. Let me point out an example. I never wanted to be head of HR. I leave that for the next, but I always saw that as something a bit strange and let them get all the mountains on their shoulder. But let me point out things that executives look at when they look at an HR person with experience, with capabilities, with the certificates. Too much certificates, very little experience, you're called an academic. You have to understand that. You're going to have experiences. You're going to have to get that somewhere, somehow, and you're going to have to show examples. It's a difficult challenge, I know. I was there when I joined DMCC before it became a reality. I was there when we moved into JLT. I was there when the global recession, people said, you're not built to overcome the recession. Well, you know, we have an article that's out called From Near Bankruptcy to the Largest UAE Free Zone. So that's done. I'm up to the next 4 years, hopefully, if Dubai allows me and the UAE allows me. But coming back to the HR, I have a friend of mine, his name is Abdul Qadir. He's the head. I'm naming him because he's happy. I don't think he will have any issues. He's the head of Dubai Quality. But most of his career was in the HR. I asked him, you do know that every business in Dubai is looking for a local HR executive? He says, yes, I know, but I'm happy where I am. But you do know that you're going to get a better salary, you're going to add value, yes, I know, but I don't want it. I said, why? Because I can't make anyone happy, neither the business nor the employees. There's not 1 year I recall where both were happy. And that eats away from me. I said, no chance? He said, no chance. What about I had a zero? No chance. Okay, fine. I mean, I was just joking with him. I don't add zeros to salaries. But the second one is interesting. The reason we were going after as HR director is because I got it from colleagues of mine who have no relation with other employees in DMCC, where they had experience with her. She's not the type of HR person who takes the job and just do paperwork and email and, looks down at the employee. No. She actually makes sure they get the learning curve, they get the bearing in the environment, and she does the things that other HR directors do not do. And I heard great things about her.